Hello. Hello. Hello and happy Tuesday. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? What we doing? How y'all feeling today? How is everybody on this Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We are here. We are here. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about our topic today. I, I'm excited. I am excited. Today, we are talking about trauma. We are talking about trauma today. I have so much to cover. I have so much to talk to you about today. How is everybody? Welcome, 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 everybody. Hello, Mom. Welcome. Happy Tuesday and welcome. Please comment, like, and subscribe from wherever you are. If you are watching the live after, still comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. Today is a serious day. We are talking about trauma. Why do I have the same apprehension talking about trauma as I do talking about love? I got to work on something over there. All right, y'all. Y'all know I like to jump right in. We can talk a little bit in a few minutes, but let me just jump right in a little bit. When it comes to trauma, there are three different stages of trauma. And you have to identify if you are experiencing trauma, where you are in these stages. So there is acute trauma. That is trauma like one occurrence happened, like a car accident or like now let me just say this. Everybody experiences things differently. Sometimes one quick occurrence, like that's traumatic, some people could kind of deal with a car accident and they can kind of manage it mentally. Some people, it seems like it fits the description of an acute trauma, but they can't shake it. They stuck right there mentally. So when you're looking at trauma, you have to understand the levels of it. So you have acute trauma, which is normally just one event happened that traumatized you. It's not an ongoing thing. It's not a repeated thing. It's not, every time, certain person comes over or something like that. It's just a one instance thing. Then we have chronic trauma. That is a repeat ongoing trauma. That is something that happens over and over to you. Then there's something called a complex trauma, which normally comes from like layers of trauma, childhood, multiple different abuses or whatever the case. Now, if you are dealing with acute trauma, a therapist will work. If you are dealing with a complex trauma, sometimes you might have to be almost hospitalized, like inpatient, if you really, really, really want to deal with the trauma. Everybody thinks, okay, therapy, and just loosely say therapy, and that's going to handle the problem. That's not exactly it. You have to identify which trauma you're experiencing. If it is an event, like just, which is an acute trauma, if it's something that happened and it's a one-time thing that traumatized you, you could deal with this over a period of time, therapy, very, sort of outpatient sort of setup, avoid triggers, and you can deal with that trauma. Y'all, no one is stopping their lives to go inpatient to deal with a trauma. No. Instead, what people are doing is getting into romantic relationships, being toxic to friends, family, everything else. This is how they're managing trauma. They're not getting help like they're supposed to. They're taking it out on you and your children and everybody around them. That's how people are dealing with trauma. Hey, Sheena, I see you on Instagram. You have to beware if you are dealing with trauma. We've talked about it loosely, that you are not passing that trauma down to your kids because you are refusing to get any sort of help for it. If you have a trauma from childhood that is ongoing and that is complex, you need inpatient therapy. That's the secret I want to tell y'all here today. It's not going to be handled or fixed with just a quick therapist once or twice a week. That's not going to do it. And we don't want to pass down all those traumas to our children because we just refuse to get help. It's like it's almost as if we feel like it is not a way of being. Like we can't go in for mental. Like we are so in survival mode as people that we don't look at mental and emotional problems as an issue. All we care about is can we provide and can we feed ourselves today and can we get through the day physically. We're not even considering ourselves mentally and emotionally getting through days. I told y'all yesterday, if you are not mentally and emotionally fit, you could never manage money. It's just not going to happen. So everybody wants to talk about money. Everybody wants me to jump to the conversations of money. But if you are not mentally able to handle money, it doesn't matter anyway. Having money won't make you happy anyway. There are issues that we must unload that are blockages to our happiness. Team, what's going on, Tima? This is a hard live. I mean, we are talking about trauma. It's not easy to talk about trauma. But I'm excited to help you guys get through blockages in your life. You might be wondering why different things are not working. I'm here to tell you why. Most people have trauma from childhood and they're thinking, they hear loosely the word therapy thrown around. They think that's going to fix it. It's not. You have to immerse yourself in treatment. And you might need, therapies around the clock and group and different approaches of therapy, psychotherapy, analytical therapy. You need like so many different angles of therapy to even begin to dissect and get to a place of healthy living and not having trauma responses when it comes to things. I know what we're going to talk about on Friday. Friday, we are talking about distractions. Now, I did have a live on focus. I remember that live. That's very similar to distractions. But distractions, I can focus a little bit more on that term in and of itself, distraction. So Friday is going to be on distractions. That's our topic for Friday. I will not be here tomorrow and Thursday. Shada, hello, happy Tuesday. We are talking about trauma today. All right, y'all. So, trauma is your response to a deeply disturbing event. Like I said, everybody processes events differently. Some things that somebody might say, whatever, there ain't nothing. Another person might be very traumatized by the same exact event. So you have to identify for yourself if you feel traumatized about things or not. Some things include accidents, violence, abuse, and loss. Loss is traumatic, guys. We underplay that. Everybody's just dealing with loss, especially in Philly. People are getting killed left and right, and we just kind of live with it. We live heartbroken. Like and subscribe and share the video, guys. Share the video from wherever you are and like and subscribe and comment. Comment, like, and subscribe from wherever you are. Y'all, so Chris, what's going on? I see you on Instagram. So I've been doing some studies lately, guys, because listen, if my mom could tell you this, she would tell you my entire life I have searched for the purpose and the meaning of life. This is something I've spent my entire life working on and focusing on. And at this point in my life, I have been deeply researching why we are not happy as people. What is blocking us from those happinesses? I've been studying this deeply, and I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why we are the way that we are. We focus on negativity, which keeps us in deep sadness. You know why? It was designed that way because it was a way for us to survive. We had to focus on danger. What was going wrong? This was from our time when we were all living outdoors hundreds of thousands of years ago. This is why we focus on negativity. Because I had to like really pinpoint why as human beings, right? When everything is so beautiful in the world. Like my mom said, sunsets, sunrises. All of these things are just so engulfing and amazing. We only have a certain amount of time to experience and enjoy them. We are the center of the universe. It's a big, big universe, and we are at the center of it, and it's so beautiful. And yet, we focus on such negativity like that leaves us unhappy. I had to get to the bottom of why. And it is designed from our survival times to focus on the danger. So our brains gravitate to that. Understanding how you are made up, as a human being will help you manage it. We're not living in misery because of just these human nature qualities. That's not what we're doing. And like I said to y'all, the analogy I say all the time, the issue with humans is if 100 people walk into a room, 99 people say to you, "You look amazing. Oh my God, you did such a good job. Oh my God, it was such a pleasure to see you." And one person says something negative to you. Each of us will gravitate mentally to the one person who says something negative to us. This is a sickness of the human condition that was designed to protect us. Once you understand these things, I want you to better manage it. I want you to be as happy as long as possible. So if we can get through these different categories of happiness blockers, we'll be in a better position as far as our happiness is concerned. Okay, so the acute trauma can be just an event, quick thing, car accident, like a one-time sort of thing. Now, if you are getting into sort of repeat car accidents, then that trauma will be a little more embedded into you. Like, because then you'll start to think every time I get into a car, I might crash, right? So now you have a trauma response every time you enter into a car if you are in repeated car accidents. But if it's a one-time thing and you experience sort of like responses to that, these are a little more easier to unpack and get you through. Now, chronic ongoing trauma is something that happened to you over and over. It's something that happens to you over and over. Like if you were beat up every day or something like that, every single day you were beat up. That's a trauma that you're going to have to spend a little more time getting help for. If it is the complex trauma, which is layers of trauma, mental, physical, emotional abuse over a long period of time, guys, take it from me. I'm a therapist. I talk to people every day. You have to go inpatient. It's worth it. It's worth taking time away to focus on you. Like we were talking about yesterday, when you start seeing the effect of the work that you do for you and you start to see the benefit of that work, it becomes so addictive. You don't want to do nothing else but keep working on yourself. That's where I want you guys to get to, where you become so obsessed with the results of working on yourself that you become so consumed with that. Because we live in a society where everybody's looking outward for everything. Oh, all right. Let me look at this comment real quick. My mom said, loss is tough. It's adjusting to life without someone that was an integral part of your life. You can relive the loss over and over with resemblance of what you shared with that person. Y'all, loss is traumatic. If you really love somebody and you lost them, this is traumatic. And let's normalize focusing in on that trauma and trying to heal from it instead of walking around heartbroken and taking it out on everybody around you. My mom said you have to lean on God for strength to endure loss. Without God's strength, it can be very overwhelming. Yeah. Y'all, God is the power in almost everything. God is the power to your happiness. God is the power to everything that can get you through. Like I've said to you many times, people will disappoint you. People are flawed. You have to lean into something that you can rely on. And I encourage it. I just encourage you to lean on something that can't be easily taken away. Um, Getting back to trauma, it is very hard to get through this life without trauma. This has to be something that you are aware of within yourself. Like I said, it's hard for people to focus on emotional and mental issues when they're just trying to survive through the day. They're just trying to survive as far as like eating and drink and just the bare necessities to get through the day. Mental, emotional issues, like if you don't get out of here, especially in the Black community, we ain't thinking about that. We cool. We figure it out. And this has been a thing of dealing with trauma for so long. It's just a way of just live with it. You just get through it. And then guess what happens? The trauma bonding. People love trauma bonding. I could trauma bond a little bit, but I'm not living there with you. I'm sorry. I can't live there with you. I can't live in a trauma bond with you. I'm sorry. I can engage, maybe a day or two. I can't live there. Y'all doing the whole trauma bonding thing, your body is responding to it every time you talk about it. Every time you talk about the trauma, then he stomped me, your body is tensing up thinking about being stomped again. Thinking about being hurt again. You reliving it every time you talk about it. You have to remember that when it comes to trauma. We're not just going to keep talking about it with no solution. People love doing that though. They love to keep talking about it and getting sympathy with trauma. This is not the way to handle trauma, guys. No one tells you you need to be hospitalized. They think, oh, you're crazy. She went to the nut house. No one, let me tell you a secret. No one has to know. This is work you're doing on you. How amazing is it if you go inpatient and you get a series of therapies that really help you, and you come out and you're not thinking about the trauma the way you used to. You're not living stuck in that trauma every day. Imagine how amazing that is. We're not focused on what people think or how it seems. If we need help, we're going to get help so we can get past these blockages. People only know what you tell them anyway. Kat said, I know someone who's jealous because his dad had another girlfriend growing up. Yeah, so there are things in childhood where we have no control over, right? So I've talked about this before, especially during the childhood live. Ken said he's always paranoid that his girlfriend will cheat on him. That makes sense. In the childhood live, I remember covering that anything from your childhood is not your fault. But there are effects that have happened to you from your childhood that are beyond your control. And that is your responsibility, but it's not your fault. My mom said without foundation, tragic loss can cause immediately physical damage, like an emotional breakdown. You definitely need good protection and armor. I'm so glad you made that point. All the stuff that I talk about in our lives is to build you up emotionally, right? So you can be so equipped. You want to lean into, obviously, your relationship with God. You want to lean into faith. You want to lean into the most supportive loved ones you have around you. When things are good, this is how your life has to be lived in general. Because when things happen and when loss happens, you are better equipped emotionally to deal with it. Imagine if you are depleted because you have the wrong people around you, and now you're hit with the biggest loss of your life. Oh my goodness. You are already depleted because you have the wrong energy sucking people around you. We talked about reciprocity yesterday. Imagine that. You have the wrong significant other, wrong jealous friends, wrong toxic family members, wrong everything, and then you experience the biggest loss of your life. You are not emotionally equipped to deal with that. And that's why it's important before you get to breakdown mode where you have, because I'm gonna tell you something, when you go through a breakdown, you ain't coming back the same. You ain't gonna be you no more. We have to be careful of emotional breakdowns. We have to protect ourselves and set boundaries to avoid getting there. My mom said, I've been hearing ayahuasca is a tool to help you deal with past trauma. Kat, can you please research what that is? The scale is very simple today. How good are you at managing your trauma? Where are we at? I'll answer it later in the live. It is important to just keep analyzing how you feel. All right, here are some symptoms, guys. You'll have flashbacks. You'll have anxiety. You'll have irritability. You'll be on edge, trouble sleeping, emotional numbness. Also, things like a racing heart and stuff like that. These are the responses to trauma. Like I said to you before, if you are experiencing trauma, oh, not the Will Smith. Wait, Mom, the Will Smith thing. My brother wanted all of us to go to Central America somewhere and do some Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Will Smith type stuff. I'm not. I'll go for moral support. Let's see if Kat can tell us what this is. Oh, she can't? Yeah, Mom. Mom, I don't know. You might need to go inpatient for some. I don't know. If you are dealing with all of the symptoms I just mentioned, you have to focus severely on the treatment and what treatment approach you're going to take. Don't play with this. Don't live with it. We are not living with these trauma responses. We are not. Kat, on Friday, we are doing a live on distractions. And y'all, the most important thing about trauma also is go at your own pace with the treatment. Like people will shove things down your throat to do. Mm-mm. Listen to it, research, and then take the approaches that feel the most comfortable. That is super important. I don't want to traumatize you any further. I want you to be happy as quick as possible so you can live whatever time is left here as happy as possible. That's the whole purpose of it. Yeah, that sounds like it, Kat. So this approach my mom is referring to that my brother exposed us to is a traditional psychoactive brew from the Amazon used in indigenous spiritual and healing rituals. It like takes you, it's like on some psychedelic approach. It takes you like mentally through some waves and then it brings you like, to some sort of understanding, if I'm not mistaken. That's what happens. Me personally, I'm just not willing to do any mind altering things. I kind of like the way where my mind is at. Aubrey, I appreciate our weekly sessions. Okay, thank you. My mom said it's some sort of tea that you drink and it makes you throw up, and then it's supposed to give you a clearer view of life. Okay. I mean, listen, y'all, if y'all think this sort of approach is good for you, try it. I mean, try it. Some people said it is great for them. I don't know. Will Smith woke up and he smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars. I think that's kind of crazy. I don't know. But some people, I guess, have had good experiences from it. So I'm not going to sit here and knock it. Not for me. It's not for me. I don't need nothing altering this mind. Nothing. All right, y'all. Let me just get back to explaining a couple more issues with trauma. Let me just explain some more stuff. Okay, so first of all, identify. Can't laughing at Will Smith at the Oscars. If you are experiencing trauma, just identify throughout your day. If you are thinking about something that happened that made you feel awful, if you're thinking about that on a daily basis, you have to identify exactly what that is. Like I said before, it could be a car accident. It could be just a act of violence against you real quick. Loss, death is traumatic, especially when you love people. We're all going to experience loss. Oh, what's up, Lamisha? We're all going to experience loss, and we have to know how to deal with it. This is very important. And don't normalize losing people, guys. This is not like normal. I mean, it happens, but and I think in Philadelphia we have become desensitized to just killings and killings and killings, and we're just like, oh, that happened. No, we need to analyze our trauma because of it. It is a real thing. It is a real thing. This is nothing to play with. Um, the main people I want to reach today is the people that are dealing with complex trauma. This is nothing to play with. This is trauma that is layered, physical, emotional, and it's over a long period of time. We're not playing with that. You have to get inpatient therapy for this. Okay. All right, where are we at on the scale? Where are we at in managing our trauma? Where are we at? 1, we are horrible at it. 10, we are great at it. Lamisha, that's my mom. Tracy Smith is my mom. Tracy is my mother. If we ever get 20 Mom Go Lives, she is forced to go live. Thanks for coming in here today, Lamisha. I truly appreciate it. Where are we at managing trauma? I'm pretty good at this. Thankfully, I don't have much trauma, but it is a lot that I've dealt with as a restaurant owner. I mean, I went through a lot. I probably have trauma from that. I don't. Whew. I'm going to say I'm pretty good at it, though. Mom Go Live. Uh-oh. We starting the Mom Go Lives. We got one. If we get 20 Mom Go Lives, Mom has to go live. Greg, what's going on? You on your way to work, Greg? What's up? We got one Mom Go Live, 2 Mom Go Lives. Let's get us up to 20 and she has to go live. We getting you on this live one day, Mom. It's going to happen. All right, let me answer the scale. If y'all can answer the scale so I know what we're dealing with. Greg, today we are talking about trauma. We are talking about trauma. This live, I'm going to tell y'all, this live and the live on love, I think are my 2 most stressful lives so far. My mom said, that's why I try not to watch the news because it's filled with children killing each other. I don't want to start my day with that trauma. Sheena said, in the middle, I think I'm good with it until I start tripping. My mom said, hey, Greg. Greg be listening to me on his way to work. And then he cut me short once he get to work. I pick up on patterns. I'm a behavior analyst. I pick up on patterns. Greg said, Lord knows my trauma. All right. For the people who are just tuning in, I want to make you guys aware of 3 different traumas, okay? You have an acute trauma, which is just one quick incident, which is an event, maybe an accident, maybe a loss. Maybe you experience one death. That's an acute trauma. A chronic trauma is repeat, ongoing neglect and abuse, stuff like that. That's chronic trauma. Complex trauma is prolonged, like an entire childhood of physical, mental, emotional abuse layered on each other over the course of time. Again, if you are experiencing complex trauma, if you have identified from my descriptions that you are in the category of complex trauma, it is my recommendation. I'm an outpatient therapist. I deal with this every day. If you are experiencing complex trauma at some point, do inpatient therapy. No one has to know. Do it on your own time. And don't give up either. Remember, this is you. You never give up on yourself. I can't tell you how many times Greg said, hey, Mom. Greg said he's a 3 on the scale. Okay, 3. That's honest. That's honest. Yo, no one has to know when you're doing work on yourself. It doesn't matter. No one, it's not anyone's business. When you start to get the benefit of the work on yourself, it'll be so addictive. I promise you, you will be so happy you went down a journey of figuring things out that are happening with you mentally, emotionally, physically. I've given a live on pain. If you are experiencing physical pain, it's just as damaging as experiencing emotional pain. We cannot be in pain nowhere, emotionally or physically. Yo, we cannot give up on ourselves. If we are dealing with therapies that don't work, we need to keep going until we find the therapy that is working. We don't just give up and say, oh, I tried it, that I'm done. Fight for you. Fight for you. Nobody else will. You have to fight for you. Nobody else will. But I can assure you, if you get down the path of fighting for you, the benefit that comes with it will be so addictive. You'll never stop fighting for you for the rest of your life. And that's the path I want to get everybody on. That's the path I want to get everybody on that watches. I was going to say I'm pretty good with dealing with trauma, but After thinking about life as in the restaurant, no, I'm probably not the best at dealing with it. I don't know. I probably need therapy from that for real. I would say I'm at like a 7. I'm at like a 7. I can get over things pretty quick. Y'all, listen, there will be so many people around you that will minimize, normalize trauma. Don't let them do that to you. That's not what we're doing there. People can't normalize being in pain. Don't let it happen. Don't let people normalize pain. I don't like it. I don't like it. We are here to get to happiness. I don't listen. You have to get, if you want a different outcome, you can't let what other people around you do and say affect your approach to your life. People will convince you to stay in misery. If you let it, they will convince you to stay in misery. Greg said, no, I'm facing all 3 trauma, but handling well. Like you said, the goal is to outdo yourself as far as therapy goes. In my mind, it's all just yes men or narcotic. Bradman, what's going on? Cousin, yeah. Let me unpack your statement real quick. Let me just unpack this statement, make sure I'm understanding what you're saying to me. I don't get what you're saying. I don't get what you're saying. All right. Sheila says 7 is in bed. Safe 8. My mom said life is short, y'all. Do everything you can to heal so you can enjoy your best life. Yes. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Y'all, please hit like and subscribe from wherever you are. Please hit like and subscribe from wherever. If you are watching the live later, I know a lot of people watch the lives later. Please leave your comments, and also anything you want to do a live on, please let me know. I will do it. I want to do Friday is going to be on distractions. Friday, the live is going to be on distractions. Please don't miss that live. I'm excited about that live. Okay, perfect, Greg. My mom said, if trauma bonding works for others, let them be. Just know when it's not for you and move on. Here's the thing about trauma bonding. Your body's responding to it every time you talk about it. I tremendously encourage against trauma bonding. Now, if you guys are talking about issues and solutions, that's a different thing. But trauma bonding is literally locked in because you guys are talking about that's what you love doing, is getting together and just talking about issues all day, every day. We don't have a solution, never. My mom said, try not to self-medicate. It's numb you. It'll numb you. Yeah, y'all. We as human beings, here's another thing that humans do. We self-sabotage, we self-medicate, we self-implode. We just go against ourselves. It's like a fun thing to do for people. It's like, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm going to just have fun self-medicating. I'm gonna just give myself a reason to self-medicate. Yeah, because it's just too hard, too much trauma. I can assure you all of that makes life harder. My mom said, "I hear you, daughter. It's like reliving the trauma over and over." Seriously, I'm serious, y'all. If it worked, I would say do it. It works. I really want what works. If trauma bonding worked, I would say have at it. Your body tenses up every time you retell the story of somebody attacking you. You know, everything feels it's like it just happened again, and your body's just reliving it constantly. You know, you can retell a story so many times, and you might add a little change to the story or not, and your brain really thinks if you can re-say it enough, they can't decipher between the story that's being reset and what really happened. Do you know that's what happened? So then you're creating within yourself multiple traumas. Let's be aware of that as well. When we experience trauma, we have to be aware of how we handle it because then we'll put ourselves through another layer of trauma. So this is going to be really important how you handle trauma moving forward. Kat said self-medicate equals self-destruct in all of its many facets. When you are self-medicated, it's just like the hand in hand live. You are making now bad decisions, probably dating the wrong person. You might get pregnant or get somebody pregnant. Then you perpetuating it to the kids. You might, everything you choose is going to be wrong because you are self-medicated. You ain't thinking right. You get sober, you be like, what was I thinking? What? You get sober, you be like, what did I do? Like, you be all messed up once you get sober. You be like, huh? Oh, okay. All right. I kind of see what Greg's saying. He said, let it go, which is why I don't like going to therapy, was exactly what I was saying. Although it's two different topics, but the same feeling. I get that. I get that. I get that. Yo, I get that. That is probably the reason most people don't want to go to therapy because they don't want to relive stuff. I get it. I get that. I get that. Now, the therapy should be solution based, whereas trauma bonding, but it's the same approach. I get it. Trauma bonding with people who just get off on problems, they just want to talk about problems all day. They just, I just don't like trauma bonding. But I get that. That therapy could feel like that as well. It's replaying it. I get that. I actually do. Y'all figure out what works. Like if this approach that my mom was talking about, I mean, these are different, options. Um, what was it called? What's the name of the term of the drink? It's a real I can't remember the term. My mom said, I can't say it enough, y'all. Prayer and Jesus will help you deal with any of life's issues. Y'all, you have to equip so well in life. My mom said therapists will give you the tools you need. Yep, you have to find the right therapist, guys. Don't give up on yourself. Find the right therapist. But I do get it. If you are on your 10th therapist and you've been talking about the same problems and you feel like you're reliving it, you feel like you're not getting nowhere, then that therapist quits, then you go to the next one. Ayahuasca. Okay, that's another approach. It sort of resets the mind or something, or it takes you somewhere alternate. And when you come back, people have been experiencing a lot of, changes or different approaches or different feelings toward the trauma. But y'all, you have a couple different options. You have therapy, you have, these alternate forms, you have God, you have to have the right people around you too. There's no way to equip to get through life's challenges emotionally and all the traumas if you have the wrong people around you. Set the boundaries for these toxic people, period. Like, no one is that funny. No one is that intoxicating. No one is that, they're not that serious. for you to let them be in your life, and they are not good for you. Nobody should hold that much weight. They are not God. Okay. If they are not it, they need to be away from you. We let people have access to us and tear us down emotionally that should be far away from us because we've known them our whole lives. We give ourselves so many reasons to just self-sabotage. We love self-sabotaging. That feels good. That feels good to us. Greg said, people, places, and things keep me moving. Praying too, although prayer is the first step for everything, even when it's going right. Like, thank you, God. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Y'all preaching in here tonight. I love it. Y'all preaching in here tonight. We have to stay so equipped and armored up emotionally, like so equipped, because life is going to keep, I said this before in other lives, life is going to keep hitting us. Boom, boom, boom. Now, people who have been through a lot, they a little tougher. So when stuff start hitting them, they like, oh, I've been through this before. I know how to handle this. My mom said, wrong people will convince you it's okay to relive the trauma. Y'all, as I explained how human beings are and how human beings think, how they gravitate toward negativity, how we gravitate toward negativity, right? You have to understand, people love drama. People love to see, they love hearing the story over and over again about how you was banged up. They love hearing that. People love listening and drawing toward negativity and problems. They love it. What is it doing to you, though? Even hearing somebody's traumatic story does something to me. Just like my mom said, watching the news, watching this, watching that. First of all, let me just put this in there. When it comes to the news, they are carrying out agendas. They're putting the news out that benefits whatever they have going on. So I don't watch the news. I'm up on that game. I know what they're doing. They are putting out media that benefits them. Yep, it's true. If they want people to be scared of a certain neighborhood, they'll put out the crime in that neighborhood. If they want that other neighborhood for the value to stay up, you'll never hear about it on the news. Never. You'll never hear about the crime in an expensive neighborhood. Never. My mom said, girl, drink this, smoke this. Don't you feel better? Ask me tomorrow. They want to feel good about, people want to feel good about the things that they're not doing right. They want to feel good about being wrong. They'll convince you, people who are not doing right will convince you to do wrong so that they feel better. My mom said it's called programming for a reason, to program your mind. Yup. Yeah. Do y'all know? I'm gonna say that for another live. Because I'm about to go down the rabbit hole of the news. The news has so many layers. All right, y'all. So we're not going live tomorrow. We're not going live Thursday. I will be live Friday, and we will be talking about distractions. We are living in a serious distracted situation, all because of the phone. The technology, we are seriously distracted. And I said this in a live focus. Focus is the only way to get goals achieved. That's the only way. There is no other way. It requires focus. The more successful you will be determines how focused you are. So with this distraction I need to send an important email. Pick up the phone. Love you, Greg. Have a great day at work. Love you. Thanks for coming on before work. I have to send an important email. I'll pick up my phone. Oh, my mom said if no one told y'all today, I love y'all. Oh, my mom gonna make me cry. Greg said, I love you. I love y'all. Oh, love you, Greg. Have a great day at work. I'm proud of you, Greg. I hope you see my message. I'm proud of you. Have to send an important email. Pick up the phone and send an email. All these notifications all over the phone. Now it took me 30 minutes to send an email. When I tell you there is so much distraction today, with all the options, with all the resources available to us, it has instead caused distraction. It has. Y'all, I'm going to re-say my analogy in the water. I try to, because everything goes together, like all of the lives, they all go together. This analogy about the water is something that I really like. So imagine, start looking at the whole world as all of us are in water. Okay, let me just listen to my analogy real quick. Bear with me if you have never heard it. We are all in water. And Stefan, what's going on Instagram? So listen to this analogy. We are all in water. Some people, my mom said it's all designed to control us, the technology, for sure. Be smarter than the technology, y'all. Use it to your benefit. Do not let it use you, please and thank you. All right, y'all. We all in water. We all in water. You got some people that's in the water, they just chilling. They just cruising. They just chilling. They ain't got no direction. No navigation is on. They're not getting nowhere. Like I told y'all before, you got certain people that have navigation on. They're in the water. They done been everywhere. They done been to the United States. They done came back to Europe. That's when you have goals. You have your navigation on. You have everything going, and you are going where you got to go. You are achieving your goals. Then you have people in the water that are in the water. They off the boat in the water. You got people that's in the water drowning. Now here you come with your little boat. You just got your boat together. Here you come with your boat. And what do y'all do as people? I said this in the Reciprocity Live yesterday. What do y'all do as people? Y'all want to put people on your boat. Oh, we got to save them. When they get on your boat, guess what they do? Start poking holes in the boat. Now you drowning. But guess what? You have your children on your boat, your mother on your boat, your loved ones on your boat. You can't afford to put people on your boat that's going to sink it. Every boat these people get on, they sinking it. That's why they in the water. Then you got people riding by on yachts. They chilling. Y'all, if y'all start looking at everybody around you like we are in water, I think you'll start looking at things different. I mean, it's real. It's real. We're not sinking our energies into things that is drowning us. We're not doing that. We have the option to not do that. Y'all do know that, right? My mom said, try to put as many people on the boat as possible. Mom, see. What? My mom said, wow, I didn't think of it like that. If you missed the live yesterday on Reciprocity, please check it out. That live is super important. Oh, Lamisha said, love you too. Oh, um, the live on childhood was good, and the live on love this past Friday was good. That live was very, I don't know why it was hard for me to get through the live on love. The live on love and this live, I don't know why they were so hard for me. Yeah, mom. I told them yesterday that we be on the boat with our because we are always focused on our goals. So we have our navigation on. We are out. We got things to do. We ain't just floating. That is not what we do. And we stick to the plan. We stick to the plan no matter how painful it is, no matter what other distractions, like the live we're doing this Friday. There's always going to be distractions, but the goal is more important than anything we could ever distract ourselves with. You have to get militant about your goals, or they won't come into fruition. Y'all, once you start putting the goals first, you know what? Monday's live is goals. We next in 6 days we are talking about goals. We have to, because once you start achieving things that you want, once you start achieving the stuff that you want, that becomes addictive. Just like the work on yourself starts to become addictive. When you start doing the work on yourself and you start to, my cousin Angel was on here yesterday. She was saying, man, it's the best thing ever. When you start to see the results of the work on yourself, and that's the path I want to get everybody on. Like, oh my God, dang, I actually feel happy today. Wow, oh wow. I cut that toxic person off. I stopped eating that. It was making my heart flutter. Y'all, all the stuff that we do that make us feel awful, you do the work very diligently on yourself so that that's not a thing. And this is learned behavior. You got to understand, it is so many people around us that make us feel okay to live sick. We are living sick mentally and emotionally for our whole lives. They'll convince you to do stuff that's the worst thing for you. Convince you to be with the wrong person, convince you to just be miserable. Yeah, girl, you might as well not even do all that. You smart as a whip. And they telling you, no, you might as well not even go to school. You might as well just, go ahead to babies and just, huh? My mom said goals keep you aligned with purpose. Goals for Monday. We lining them up. We lining these topics up and knocking them down. Everybody wants me to jump the money. I will. I will be talking about money, but I need y'all to get emotionally and mentally way more equipped before we start talking about money. Because it don't matter. If we start talking about money and you start, obtaining money, who knows what you might use it for. We need you to be able to use money to make your life even better. And you will soon depart from it as well. It's no way to be anxious and have all these emotional problems and think you're going to wonder why you can't, manage money. That's why. The very disciplined manage money. If you are dealing with all these issues, it's very impossible to manage money. Look at everybody as in the water. It becomes very easy to set boundaries. My mom said, don't share your goals with everyone. It's a personal thing. Your goals, so and we'll talk about this in the live for goals, but there are so many areas of life that we're focusing on goals. You might have fitness goals. You might have, goals when it comes to your love life, goals when it comes to your family, goals when it comes to business, goals when it comes to what you do every day for work. There are so many different goals to focus on. Right? And there's a requirement of discipline and steps and focus that goes with each one of those goals. It's a personal thing between you and God. Achieving goals is a very, very sort of a spiritual thing. It's the only way to get there. Everything's trying to knock you off of the goal. Everything. There's no cheating success. My mom said they will convince you that it's not possible. Anything is possible, y'all. My mom said anything is possible, y'all. And that's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to start experiencing wins so that you know in your heart it's possible. All you got to do is just be disciplined and be relentless. And you put God first, the power that comes from God, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for getting through this live on trauma with me. This is not easy to talk about because it's just, I like to talk about good things. I like to talk about how great life is and how we're going to overcome. But we got to get through these difficult topics, guys. All the topics I bring up is what I feel is roadblocks between you and your happiness. And I just want to move them out the way. But I can't do it for you. I'm just giving you the tools for you to do it for yourself. That's all I'm here to do. I love y'all. I pray for y'all every day. Angel, hey. Angel, make sure you tune in on Friday. We are talking about distractions. Angel, please rewatch. Happy Tuesday, family, Angel says. Angel, today our topic was on trauma. It should be up by tomorrow, this live. Please watch it. Please watch it. We talked about all the different layers of trauma today. My mom said, good night, everyone. I love y'all. All right, listen, y'all. We are going to play my song. Y'all got to tell me, well, we working on it. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. But we're going to play it. But let's tell me how y'all think it's coming along, all right? All right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all on Friday. Please tune in. Y'all like that? Yo, listen. Friday, we will be talking about distractions, okay? That's the little hook. We got a little hook going for the song. Y'all like it? Yes or no? Y'all like it? Yes or no? Y'all like how it's coming? I like how the song coming, a little jingle. Oh, Angel said she mad she missed the live today. The live was good today, cousin. It was on trauma. It was on trauma. I'll touch back on it. I'll touch back on it. But rewatch it though, cousin. Rewatch it. Please rewatch it. It was good. It was hard to get through, but we got through it. Aw. If you miss any of the lives, just go on YouTube, click on live, and you will see all of the lives that I reference. It's so crazy. I reference different lives every time I talk because we touch on it in different categories all the time. So, yeah, rewatch it in there. It should be up by tomorrow. It takes a couple hours to upload for some reason, so it'll be there tomorrow for sure. The live on trauma. That's the one we covered today. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Have a good couple days, and I will see y'all on Friday. And we will be talking about distractions on Friday. And on Monday, we will be talking about goals. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on Friday.